Hello everybody, welcome back to the Fantasy Fanbase. My name is Austin, and today I'm going to be going over the question, what if Voldemort won the Battle of Hogwarts? Before we get into it, make sure to drop a like down below, and comment down below what would you think would happen if Voldemort won the Battle of Hogwarts. Also, subscribe down below to the channel, but let's jump straight into it. The Battle of Hogwarts was the climactic confrontation between the forces of good and evil in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Ultimately, Harry Potter triumphed over Lord Voldemort, ensuring peace in the Wizarding world. But what if the Dark Lord had won instead? How would the Wizarding world, and even the Muggle world, change under his rule? This video essay will explore a dark, alternate timeline where Voldemort emerges victorious and reshapes society in his image. Number 1. The immediate aftermath of Voldemort's victory. Had Voldemort triumphed, Hogwarts would have been left in ruins, with its defenders either killed or forced into hiding. The Order of the Phoenix, already battered and significantly weakened, would have been unable to mount any further resistance. The surviving members, Hermione Granger, Ron Weasley, Neville Longbottom, and others, would likely have scattered, attempting to avoid capture. Harry Potter himself, if not already dead, would have been executed publicly as a final symbol of Voldemort's dominance. With his death, the last known Horcrux, besides Nagini, would have been destroyed, but Voldemort, still possessing a snake, would remain immortal. Hogwarts, once the beacon of magical learning and resistance, would no longer be a school for young witches and wizards, but rather a headquarters for Voldemort's new regime. Its curriculum would be transformed to focus on dark arts, blood purity, and absolute loyalty to the Dark Lord. Lessons in defense against the dark arts would be abolished, and unforgivable curses would be taught as standard practice. Younger generations of wizards would grow up indoctrinated into Voldemort's ideology, ensuring that the cycle of oppression continued for decades. The Sorting Hat may even be replaced by a system where only pure-blood families have access to Hogwarts, with others being sent to labor camps or re-education facilities. Number 2. The fate of the Wizarding world. With Voldemort's victory, the Ministry of Magic would fall completely under his control. The puppet government, which had already been infiltrated before the Battle of Hogwarts, would now openly serve him. A society built on blood purity. One of Voldemort's primary objectives was to create a world ruled by pure-blood wizards. Half-bloods and Muggleborns would be completely stripped of their rights, likely enslaved or exterminated. The ideology of blood purity would be enforced through strict breeding programs, much like those seen in authoritarian regimes throughout history. Families with weak magical abilities may also be targeted, as Voldemort would likely want to strengthen the Wizarding bloodline. Totalitarian rule. The Daily Prophet would no longer be a newspaper, but a propaganda tool designed to glorify Voldemort and instill fear. The Dark Mark would be the new symbol of authority, appearing on buildings, banners, and official documents. The Wizarding wireless network would broadcast nothing but pro-Voldemort rhetoric, and even children's literature would be written to reflect his ideology. Any dissent, even in private conversations, could result in brutal punishment. Dementors as law enforcers. Instead of Aurors, Voldemort would use Dementors to keep the population in line, ensuring that fear was the primary means of control. Any perceived dissent would be subjected to the Dementor's kiss or tortured into submission. Prison camps similar to Azkaban would be set up to house rebels, and there would be no trials, just swift, merciless punishment. Abolition of the Statute of Secrecy. With no opposition left, Voldemort may even decide to reveal the Wizarding world to Muggles, not to coexist, but to rule over them. He and his Death Eaters could establish dominance over the non-magical population, treating them as slaves or expendable resources. The entire balance of power between wizards and muggles would shift, with the latter becoming second-class citizens at best, or victims of magical genocide at worst. Number 3. The impact on key characters. Hermione Granger, as a muggle-born and one of Harry's closest allies, Hermione would be a prime target for Voldemort's forces. If captured, she might face execution or imprisonment in Azkaban. However, given her intelligence, she may go into hiding, leading a resistance much like Dumbledore's army. She could use her knowledge of magical enchantments to create safe havens for fugitive wizards or work on underground networks to help Muggle-borns escape persecution. Ron Weasley. As a blood traitor, Ron's fate would be no better. The Weasley family would be completely eradicated, seen as an embarrassment to pure blood ideology. Ron might flee to foreign lands where Voldemort's influence is weaker, or he might perish in one final act of defiance. If he survived, he could become a key figure in a resistance movement, carrying on the legacy of the Order of the Phoenix from the shadows. Draco Malfoy. While Malfoy had expressed doubts about Voldemort's methods, he would have no choice but to conform or be eliminated. His family's past wavering loyalty might put them in danger, forcing Draco to prove himself in order to survive. He could become a high-ranking enforcer or be reduced to a powerless figure under Voldemort's rule. If he harbored guilt over his actions, he might secretly aid the resistance or attempt to defect at great personal risk. Neville Longbottom. Neville's leadership during the battle would make him a key resistance leader. However, his survival would be difficult in such a regime. If captured, he would be made an example of, possibly subjected to the same fate as his parents. His defiance and bravery might inspire future generations, but he would have to live in constant fear moving from safe house to safe house, trying to keep the flame of hope alive. Severus Snape. Voldemort, upon learning of Snape's true allegiance, would have executed him without hesitation. With Snape's death, there would be no counterbalance to the evil spreading through Hogwarts. The legacy of Lily Potter, which Snape protected for so long, would be completely erased, and Dumbledore's plan to defeat Voldemort would have failed entirely. Number 4. The long-term effects. Without resistance, Voldemort's rule could last for decades. However, history shows that absolute power often breeds internal dissent and paranoia. Factionalism among Death Eaters. Even among his most loyal followers, ambition would remain. Figures like Bellatrix Lestrange or Lucius Malfoy might seek to overthrow Voldemort at some point. The internal instability could weaken his empire over time. Foreign intervention. The international wizarding community, such as those in France, the United States, and Eastern Europe, would likely not accept Voldemort's dominance. Over time, a coalition could form to oppose his rule, leading to a global conflict. Potential resistance movements. Just as the Order of the Phoenix formed against Grindelwald in the past, new underground movements could rise against Voldemort. Whether it takes years or generations, rebellion would always be brewing. Legacy of fear. Even if Voldemort's reign ended, his ideology could persist, creating decades of trauma and mistrust within the wizarding world. Rebuilding society would be a long and difficult process. Conclusion. A world in darkness, but not without hope. If Voldemort had won the Battle of Hogwarts, the wizarding world would have descended into an age of darkness, oppression, and fear. However, history has shown that no rule, no matter how powerful, can maintain absolute control forever. Resistance would rise, and perhaps in time, a new hero would emerge to challenge the Dark Lord's reign. What do you think? Would Voldemort's reign be absolute, or would rebellion eventually bring him down? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But that is going to wrap up today's video essay. Hope you guys enjoyed and thought this was a fun prompt to explore about what would happen if Harry Potter did not beat Voldemort in the Battle of Hogwarts. But before you go, make sure to drop a like down below if you guys enjoyed this video. Also, make sure to subscribe down below. We definitely appreciate everyone who is subscribed to the channel. But that is going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.